So I think I was reading this sutta, and it's very simple sutta, and it's very profound. And when I realized that, and I was blown away. Yeah. So Buddha says this is the Majjhima Nikaya 28 or something. It's Chula Gosinga Sutta. So Chula Gopalaka Sutta. Yeah. So Gopal is a cowherd. So simile of the cowherd. And here is Buddha says that Bhikkhu, there was once a foolish Magadhan cowherd who, in the last month of rainy season, in the autumn, without examining the near shore or the further shore of the river Ganges, drove his cattle across the other shore in the Videhan country at the place that had no ford. Take note of the word ford. Yeah. Then the cattle bounced together in the midstream in the river Ganges, and they met with the calamity and disaster. Why was that? Because that foolish Magadhan cowherd, in the last month of rainy season in the autumn, without examining the near shore or the further shore of the river Ganges, drove his cattle across to the other shore in the Videhan country at the place that had no ford. The word is ford. Yeah. So too, Bhikkhu, as those recluses and Brahmins who are unskilled in this world and other world, unskilled in the Mara's world and outside of the Mara's realm, unskilled in the realm of death and what is outside the realm of death, it will lead them into harm and suffering for a long time of those who think they should listen to them and place faith in them. So Buddha is basically saying, not all the teachers will lead you out of this samsara. Not all the teachers know how to take you out of this misery of samsara. This Mara is gonna kill. You are forever trapped in this Mara's domain. Yeah. So not all the teachers and all this other all these philosopher or whatever all that sort of meditator and that sort of somebody might lead you to that sort of all these sort of even in Buddhism there are Mahayanas, all the thing who are not practicing the Buddha's Dhamma. Yeah. So if you follow into their if you are like a cattle for them, and if you follow like that foolish mother and cowherd who led those cows into that river Ganges where there was no ford, this is the disaster and calamity that is going to face. So because they don't know. So the word is ford. Yeah. So what is the ford? Ford is a place where the river is at the shallowest and the river is at the easiest. And Buddha is basically saying is that river Ganges is huge, and it is impossible for us as a worldling to cross this flood of this river Ganges. There should be we need to have a plan. Yeah. And if you follow and say you are under the control of that cowherd, and let's say you do not know, and if you are relying completely on that sort of foolish teachers, then that teacher will drown you into this river and lead you to calamity and disaster forever. Yeah. And what the Buddha is saying is that even in the sort of river, deep and mighty river Ganges, it has got there are possibilities that those rivers also have ford. And what is that ford? Is the place where it is the safest place and the most comfortable, the most reliable place to cross that big river. And it has got that sort of nature of that sort of safety. And what the Buddha is saying is that this is what is the meaning. True meaning of this is this river or the flood, whatever we call, these are the six senses. Yeah. This world of six senses are so hard, such big, it's like an ocean. It is impossible to cross this flood by being, kind of by taking a step on that sort of, big, deep river, or that sort of, these six senses are quite quite deep and scary. Yeah, they can drown you anytime. And what they're saying is that even in those sort of, six senses, there is a weak, there is a shallow point in that sort of flow of that sort of six senses. And what is that? The shallowest point, or the ford. There is a shallowest point of the river is a ford. In the same manner, the shallowest point in the world of six senses is the shallowest point is the one that is the mind. And within the realm of mind, the shallowest point is the mind, and sorry, is the so there is a weakest link of this what do we call the namarupa. That namarupa, and I said that there are six senses, and external senses and internal sense basis, and there is a contact. Yeah, and this contact is the weakest part. Yeah, and in the case of eye, ear, nose, tongue, and the body, those sort of bone, the contact are quite strong. Yeah, the contact and the sort of our kind of perception and the flow of dependent origination in those five senses are quite strong, like a river Ganges. Where is this weakest point? Is the between the mind and mind object. That's where the ford is. And when you practice that, this is where you cross the. When you realize that's how that is the easiest way to realize the cessation of perception and feeling. Because when you tranquilize the formation, when you relax your mind and body, and as you gradually do that and you realize your mind and mind object, they are causing the sort of interplay. And when you realize that the mind and mind object are not the two things, and you stop imagining, then that is going to cause the cessation of perception and feeling. And that is the weakest point in this link of dependent origination, or we can call it that is the ford, from where we can cross this flood, where we can cross this river Ganges. And this is the ford. Yeah, so Buddha is giving this sort of very simple simile, but it has got such a profound meaning. Is this is how Buddha is giving us the opportunity to cross this river Ganges, or sort of sensuality, the flood of sensuality, by that sort of gradual process of going through the jhana, weakening our sense experiences, and letting them go, having a deeper happiness that is devoid of the sensual pleasure, and finding that sort of happiness that is more subtler, that is that will weaken our bond, our sort of samyojana to this sensual world. Yeah, and gradually as we experience that, we weaken these sort of bonds of those senses, then then we have got the opportunity to break the bond of mind. And when we break this bond of mind, then that causes the cessation of perception and feeling, and that's it. We're going to have that sort of direct experience of liberation of from the link of dependent origination. So this is I found this this is a real insight I just had few days ago, and I wanted to capture this in this call, because I think this is really important thing. And this is you can only kind of understand the word of the Buddha by that sort of meditative experience, by experiencing them through your practice, and then the meaning of those words of the Buddha go much deeper, and in each and every word of his has got such a profound meaning. Yeah, and I'm really finding it such a kind of joy in that sort of having that sort of going through the sutta again and again. I read this sutta maybe many years ago. I didn't pick this point, so I thought that it is a good idea to revisit and I read the sutta, and I thought that okay, that's what he's saying. He's saying there are there are weak points even in the six senses, and that's how you cross the flood, and that's how you break the link bond of dependent origination, and that's how you be free from the Mara's Ram. Yeah. So I think that's how I want to conclude this call.